jump out there, but Hamrun coming in with a couple splats. Rev with the tent umbrella, really nice snipe on there. It's a bubble duel right now, coming from both teams right there. And now the umbrella is still, holding his own really well, and it seems like we have Splatbusters coming back in with the control, taking out 2.
Hold on, I'm just opening up my stream here just because it's kind of glitching out on me a little bit, but it's okay. Now we got the live feed going on, final right now, actually pushing up towards the enemy team. Bubbles do go out again. There's just bubbles everywhere. But, like, of course, 2 members of Splatbusters are down, so it's just a matter of Hamrun and the rest of the team on Lotus Gang being able to push up. If they actually do manage to secure this this front line right here as patiently as possible without getting taken down, this might be the lead for them.
Had a little bit of an unfortunate play there. Hamrun thought he tried. I guess he looked away, thinking he might have got the shot on towards the player there, but fortunately the RNG of the blaster kind of shot it into the wall instead. But on board with Inks now, using the ballpoint splatling right now is a really interesting weapon, especially since it does come equipped with a cloud and beacons right now. He's going to use the cloud on towards the zone, and also getting another splat to, secure the zone a little bit better.
Yeah, right now InkX actually sitting in the zone, just trying to make sure, playing safely. They do have the lead. They managed to get the control of the zone once again. And of course, it's just a matter of just moving back away from that rain cloud, trying to see if they can actually not only play defensively, but punish any sort of mistakes, of course, for Splatbusters overextending when they shouldn't. But of course, it's just not necessarily going to be the case. Bubbles do fly out once again. Whoop trying his best to take out those bubbles, but unfortunately does not do so in the process. Now Hamrun's going to see this opportunity to be able to push up as much as possible, sees the dualies, tries to take out the dualie squelches, and that's going to be really close. Oh, there we go. They managed to take it out. 2 members do go down on Splatbusters, and now Lotus Gang actually still looking really strong right here as they press the lead forward.
Yeah, coming in with Hamrun right now, trying to see what he can get right here. He gets a kill on the Inkjet right there, really nicely done. But unfortunately, the majority of them do get taken out, and the bubbles are now coming on towards the zone. Now, since they're getting a jump for Inks right there, and Inks getting a jump for his other player using the stealth jump, now it's just a matter of that they can stay alive and survive these bubbles to make sure they can get a push going. But unfortunately, the bubbles going going left and right and all everywhere right now. Kind of messes up the push a little bit, but Simply still getting a nice double kill right there, securing the zone, and now it's only a minute left for the low gang to hold this or the Splatbusters to take this back.
That would have been a great opportunity for Splatbusters to be able to take the game like that, but I think 3 of the members went down, and that was pretty much it for their push. But right now, Rev actually is still looking pretty strong, being able to throw out that Tenterbella shield as much as possible. Bubbles do go out, trying to make sure that he does not get picked out by that rain cloud. Of course, takes out InkX in the process, but gets taken out by
really good play. That was a really good play. Really good play from...
Go on.
I was going to say, really good play from Rev, just making sure he stayed alive at that very point right there, just to make sure the bubbles get popped, and he also took a player out there at that same time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because there was just so many bubbles going on all at once, so it's really kind of jarring to see exactly where they're coming from. As you affectionately call them, the bubble duels. But that's pretty much going to be it. Of course, Lotus Gang tying up the game 2-2 apiece for each team right now as we head into a Game 5.
Nicely done. We're actually getting a first Game 5 that we're actually going to see in this tournament, so, that's pretty exciting. Coming down to the wire, it's this is it, basically. This is... Is it going to be the Lotus Gang or the Splatbusters to take this victory to then go to face on against level 35 bosses?
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to note too is that in that game, or it seems like all the games that we've seen with Splatbusters, they always have Rev, who's just so comfortable in the tent umbrella pick. And it's not the only time we've actually seen it on Humpback. We've seen Rev use that weapon multiple times on just different map and mode combinations, and just looks so comfortable. Managed to get a 14 KA in that game. So it's a question of whether or not it'll actually come in handy for tower control globally, which I don't see it being a thing because, you know, Gobi's just tends to be a little bit more like a very small, squished, cramped map, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's definitely more of the I guess closed in together map. So you know, there's a bunch of different things we could possibly see on this. I mean, I would like to see another 10 umbrella. You know, like why not? Could possibly push out the far right side a little bit pretty well, and the bubbles might be able to help them. You know, onto the platform when they're beginning to push. But anything can happen right now. I'm looking forward to this.
I do agree with that. Bubbles would be very useful for any side of left side or when the tower, like left side pushes or towards the bunker, when it's just going like the tower's trying to like push into their base. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't really see that with the tent umbrella, but at the same time, like who knows? They might prove me completely wrong. Of course, Rev just absolutely doing phenomenal things with that umbrella. But of course, we are pulling into game 5. This is pretty much going to be it. We don't see the tent umbrella, but we do see a squeezer. Rev's using the squeezer. All right, well, so he's got those bubbles. He's got bubbles.
Definitely has the bubbles. I mean, I can kind of see it because since I say that, I mean, this map definitely does excel with longer range weapons, and especially when going down to, I guess, the first confrontation. So, I mean, as you can see right now, Rev is actually just chilling on the platform right now. He's not really moving down, and he's using the range of the squeezer just to try to pick off anybody that decides to drop. He's also really, really close to the bubble too, so he can possibly just use this and help use this to defend his teammates as he pushes onto the tower.
That squeezer range is so deceptively long. Like, I always constantly forget about how much it's able to like pressure, especially from certain ranges. And if certain players are not very used to like being able to face squeezers, they may also be thrown a bit for a loop for that. But that being said, of course, you know, Hamrun still kind of looking very dominant right there with that blaster, kind of taking out as many players as he can towards mid. And as Rev tries to clean out as many people as he can from that bunker position, it's still kind of a bit of a weird toss-up in terms of who exactly has the upper hand. But you know, going into this game 5, we can't really see any mistakes coming in from each of the teams, or else it's just going to be able to snowball into a pretty quick victory.
Well, with Rev again, now he really is utilizing the range of the squeezer really well, and he's also got a bomb kill really nice. The Stingray coming in from Wood, getting the Stingray on the inks right there, maintaining the control in the middle right here, and Rev coming in with the bubbles. They notice a player that is positioned on the left side right now, and it's just a matter of if they can wipe this person out so they can actually proceed forward.
Oh, here comes the Rain Cloud final. Does get taken out. Whoop is going to be able to like just move a little bit back on that long side of the map, just to get in a better position right now. Hamrun's just going to have to evade those shots just to sort of edge in a little bit closer. Here comes the Inkjet right now. Of course, Rev is going to be in a bit of a scary situation, but of course the lead does get taken. It's not much of a lead, 81, but of course every little bit counts right here. Mayor being the only person up on his team, trying to see what he can do in terms of just like holding the tower or just waiting for the rest of the teams to come back.
Seems like we now have the Lotus gang. I believe it's the Lotus gang. Actually, no, it's not the Lotus gang. It's the Splat Busters are trying to make a push. But unfortunately, the Lotus gang actually do take that out fairly well. Mayor does have the ink armor to be able to help, I guess, Hamrun push up a little bit. Hamrun's he's looking to actually push up a little bit. They do try to swap this blaster. He's super weak. Nicely done by Cynthia, actually taking it out. Well, now the Stingray coming in by I believe the Splat Busters, and stops the push before he could proceed any further.
Yeah, you know what? We're not really seeing too much frantic play coming in by Lotus Gang. It seems like by and large they're very calm and composed. They're not like putting themselves at harm's risk. They do have that 81 point lead, but it's not much of a lead. I do think that they're very well aware of this. But with 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock, I think they do have to scramble a little bit more. And it seems like they're doing that just now, right now. They do take out 2 members of Splatbusters. Now Splatbusters has to respond by being able to build up specials and see what they can do with that 1-player deficit. Stingray is at the ready, but of course Ink X right now just pushing up does actually get bait out the Stingray, and just managing to dodge it by just jumping off and then climbing back on the tower. 3 members do go down on Splatbusters, and InkX trying to see if he can snipe out the 4th. So many players are actually jumping in, Cynthia at the front right there, trying to see what they can do to be able to push up this tower as much as possible.
Hamron got a really key kill there. We're using the Inkjet to actually take out the Stingray that was shooting onto Inks right there. That alone made it allowed the Lotus gang to actually get to 32 points right there. And then now they're continuing to push, and Red is extremely weak right now. The rest of the players of the Splatbusters are trying to get back in. Now, it looks like a really dire situation right now. Inks has the Stingray, but he's on the tower right now. It doesn't look like he'd be able to use it, but they're still getting points right now. It's coming very close down to the wire right now. 4 points, 3 points. Now it seems like Hamron is still fighting on the tower. 3 points still. Hamron using the Inkjet to back away, and that's gonna be it. The Lotus gang are going to be going to Grand Finals, taking down Splatbusters to face off level 35 bosses.
Wow, okay. Well, man, there were so many things to point out for that game, but like it just ultimately seems as just like Lotus gang just being so clutch in that attempt. And you know, I do have to commend Splatbusters. It seems like they had a little bit of an upper hand going into that, and they did actually get the key picks that they needed, but like in the end, just Lotus gang looked so good, and I think they're highly deserving of that Grand Finals game versus level 35 bosses.
For sure, they definitely proved their worth right there. They definitely gonna what's it called? They definitely can show that they are definitely what's the word for it? Worthy of going into a Grand Finals right now. So good job for them. Now it's just a thing where, you know, level 35 bosses, what's it called? Have level 35 bosses still have a chance of you know, getting this overall victory. They've had a little bit of a break. They watched what the, you know, the Lotus gang are capable of right now, and it's just a matter of if they can close this out right now.